Hi, everybody. I'm Kristi Whitfield, and this is our Build Back Better series. And we are talking to Danielle Vogel today from Glen's Garden Market, and I am so excited to hear about what is going on at Glen's Garden Market. Hey, Danielle, how are you today?
We are persevering. Thank you so much for spending a few moments with me. I'm excited to tell you about what we're doing to try to make sure that we can keep our community fed and our staff safe.
So tell me, I mean, listen, these are serious and dire times. And, I know food is one of the essential things, and grocery stores in particular have been a serious topic for all of our communities, our neighborhoods. And I know that this is, you have been one of the places that people have been looking at and talking about being able to stay open and continue to serve the community. So talk to us about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and what's and what you're proud of over there.
So we are definitely staying open, but the operations have been fundamentally transformed, as is certainly required by our circumstances. So for instance, in the olden days of 2 months ago, we were used to seeing 1,000 neighbors come through our doors every single day. But in order to make sure that there's no crowding in the store, we've decided to impose a capacity limit of 5 people at a time. So we allow 5 neighbors into the store to shop at a time, which means that we have essentially required a reduction of 75% of our foot traffic. So now we're working on 25% of our foot traffic, and we also chose to close both our cafe and our deli, which were the high margin centers of our business model. So not only are we seeing a 75% reduction in foot traffic, but now the way people are spending their dollars in the store is not getting us very far, because classically groceries are a very low margin industry. So we needed to figure out very quickly how we could continue to survive under those circumstances. So what we did was we immediately launched curbside and delivery services. We created a couple of new subscription programs so people can sign up to get a bag of groceries a week, or to get, like, we call this one weekly indulgences, so they can get their little bag of cheese and charcuterie and wine. Or we created a meat CSA a few weeks ago, so you can sign up to get a weekly delivery of meat for 2 people. This is especially critical right now because we've all read about these grotesque contaminations in the industrial meat processing facilities. Well, we've got an embedded advantage. We only source, sustainably ranched local meat. So we haven't had any supply chain interruptions at all, and we can continue to be a place where people can reliably get safe, healthy, environmentally sustainable meats. And so those are, a couple of ways that we've had to pivot the business dramatically to overcome the loss of sales in our cafe and our deli. But in terms of ways that we've kept our staff safe, is that what you were wondering about?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me ask you first, did you close your deli in advance? Tell me why you closed the deli.
There are 2 main reasons why we did it. So we did it about 12 hours before the mayor closed in-house dining. And we did it because we kind of saw that coming. And then secondly, we understand that we can allow takeout food. But the problem is, with a 5-person capacity limit, we need to be able to nourish the neighborhood. So what we really wanted to do was encourage people to come in to do their grocery shopping. And we've packaged most of our deli foods for grab and go. So we have all of our salads. We've created a number of new entrees.
So tell me about your grocery delivery service.
Sure. So we are a full service grocery store, but we're a climate change motivated business. So every decision we make for the business is made with the environment in mind. And one of the major things we do to advance our environmental mission is we source almost entirely from the states of the Chesapeake Bay watershed. So when you come into the store, you'll see hummus and you'll see crackers and you'll see tuna fish, but you won't necessarily see the brands you're used to seeing at the big stores, because we're really partnering with small, local, sustainable food makers that are putting items on the shelf that really advance our mission of sustainability and environmental progress. So I'm saying all that by way of saying, if you are trying to online shop with Instacart at Whole Foods, you kind of know what you're going to get, right? At Glen's, it's a little bit different. So what we did was we created a list of our inventory, but instead of listing brand names, we listed things like granola or boxed crackers. And then you write your grocery list in our online form, and then our staff becomes your personal shopper. So they're creating this match between what you want, what's on your grocery list, and what we have available. Rather than you're saying, I want, Duncan Hines cake mix, which we would never have. And so it's really an interesting way for folks to get to explore our inventory in a way that's safe for them because they're not coming in the store, and also in a way that's really exciting for our small batch local producers who might not have had a chance to get into that grocery basket because people wouldn't necessarily have recognized the brand and might not have chosen the item.
This where they find something new and delicious.
Mm-hmm. And they're supporting the local food economy.
That's amazing. And how is it working out? Or how's it going?
It's great. We collaborated with Each Peach, which is another great little independent specialty grocery store, literally right up the street from us. They were up online before we were. We had a nice call. As cutthroat as this industry is, that doesn't extend to the independents. So we were able to share lessons learned and ideas for the future. And they sort of taught us how to do this, and we got it up the next day, and it's been great. I mentioned earlier that we've seen a 75% reduction in foot traffic. With the curbside pickup and delivery businesses that we've created, we've been able to completely displace that loss of sales.
Wow. Talk to me about the safety of your employees, because I know that grocery stores are a lot of, meccas for where everybody has to come. So talk to me about keeping your employees safe.
Thank you for asking that. It is literally my only priority right now, is keeping my team of superheroes safe. So we've done a number of things. First of all, the obvious stuff. So you have to be wearing a face covering to enter the store. If you don't have a face covering, we have a bandana. We're happy to sell it to you, but you are not walking into the store without something covering your face. That includes delivery drivers as well. Secondly, we taped neon stickers to the floor to show people where to safely stand in line. This is a nice little innovation. We grabbed a little spare shelf liner, which happens to be made of plexiglass, and put it up in front of the cashier so that there's a barrier between the cashier and our neighbor. We have transitioned a few members of our deli team to be full-time sanitation crew. So they have a 75-point checklist that they are just going through continuously cleaning the store. So, whether downstairs or upstairs, back of house or front of house, every single item that is being touched is being cleaned multiple times a day. And then we actually close the store from 2 p.m. to 2:30 every single day for an ultra deep clean. And this is a deep clean, the likes of which the other stores are really only doing when they have someone get ill. We're doing it proactively and preemptively 3 times a day. So before we start shift, middle of the day, and then end of the day. I mentioned that we have a capacity limit of 5 people in the store at once. The way we keep track of headcount is by using freshly sanitized shopping baskets. So we've got a little station outside the store where we have the shopping baskets, and we have hand sanitizer, and we've got gloves for everybody. And if there are no baskets, it means you've got to wait in line outside. And of course, we've got the demarcations outside as well. So when they come in, no matter if they think they need the basket or not, they have to have one so we can keep track of how many people are inside. We've got signage that discourages people from shopping in pairs, because with only 5 in at a time, we're really trying to nurse as many households as possible. And then finally, I think the thing that we've done that has been most significant in terms of protecting the health and safety of our staff is that we've divided our team into 5 different parts that have no scheduling overlap whatsoever. So there's one team that works Monday through Thursday in the morning, and then the other in the evening. Another team that works Friday through Sunday in the morning, another in the evening. And then the 5th team is called the quarantine, and we're paying them to stay home and stay safe. So the benefit of this, there are actually multiple benefits to this. Number one, we're significantly increasing the rest ratios for our staff, which is amazing, because this is very, very stressful work. We are trying to nourish our community and keep them safe, but it is possible that we care a bit more about the health and safety of our community than they care about the health and safety of my grocery team. And just sort of being in that line of fire it's incredibly stressful. And then there's the constantly teaching people about these systems, which is redundant but critical, but it's tiring. And so constraining the staff schedules to either 3 or 4 days is really, really helpful in terms of them getting the rest and restoration time that they need and making sure that their immune system stays strong as a result. Next, after that, it allows us to ensure that if there is a contamination on the team, we can immediately trace and isolate, which provides tremendous peace of mind. We know exactly who that person would have worked with. None of our staff is allowed to take public transit right now. We are compensating them for taking rideshare. So we have the ability to really narrow the sphere of intersection points that they have. And then we also, like, because we have the quarantine, we have that sort of operational continuity certainty that if we do have a contamination and we do need to isolate an entire team, we've got another fresh squad ready to swap in so we can continue to operate 7 days a week. So the split schedule has, I think, is the single most like sort of innovative thing we've done to protect the staff.
Wow. I mean, I think that is great for you. It's great for customer confidence. You know, I think it's really 360 degrees. It's extremely thoughtful. Now, did you come up with that? I mean, that's brilliant. Let me ask you this. What are you doing for self-care?
Okay, so I'll say that from March 7th until sometime way after that, I was in the store 16 hours a day. Because that was what was required of me as the owner of this business. But when I came up with the idea of the split schedule, I said to my team, look, I'm going to lead by example. I'm telling you, you cannot step into the building when you're not scheduled to protect the safety of the team. I will respect it. So I'm living with the same schedule. I'm only in the building Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'm on the AM team, which means I have to be out by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have to be out. So like, yes, I'm getting up between 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning now, which isn't my favorite, but I'm making it work. And so that also means I have 3 days a week out of the building, which is unheard of. I mean, for the first 7.5 years of the business, I sometimes got 1 day off a week, and now I get to be home for 3. It's pretty spectacular.
Wow. Wow. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's wonderful. All right. Well, listen, let me ask you, what final thought? If somebody's watching this and was looking and watching your story, what would you want them to know?
I think it is absolutely critical that business owners be really, really mindful of how stressful these conditions are for their teams. We find ways every single week to express our gratitude I keep calling our team our band of superheroes, because that's in fact what they are. If you are going to ask people to put themselves directly in the line of fire to provide service, to advance your dream and your vision and your business, you have got to do it in a way that is extremely mindful of both their physical and mental health. That's the best way to say thank you, frankly. So it's providing face shields and masks and gloves and safety goggles. It's giving people appropriate time to rest. It's really finding ways to, encourage them to be self-advocates. There's a ton of pressure, especially in the restaurant industry, for people to get back to work quickly, to shut their mouth if they're not feeling well, and to just grind through. And this is not a grind through scenario. This is be extremely conscious of exactly what's going on in your brain and in your body, because the effects of not doing that could be significantly dire for that person, for their team, and for the whole business. So I just really strongly encourage business owners to put their teams absolutely first, and really be considering both physical and mental health as you're coming up with your protocols for service.
So Danielle, I really appreciate what you are doing. I appreciate your leadership style. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I think that, businesses like yours that take good care of their employees, that are putting these sort of things out there, putting safety first in this time that is scary for all of us. I mean, I think this is a scary time. And I think that, and we need to be out there talking to each other and reaching out to each other for help. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking the time away from your business to talk to us. And then, and for what you're doing for your community and for the city. So thank you very much for this time.
Thank you very much. You came through for us in a way that I will never forget as long as I live. So thank you for not only finding resources to support our small business in this time of just grueling crisis, but thank you for picking up the phone and calling me to see how I'm doing. You also have a tremendous amount on your plate. I'm running a little tiny grocery store in DuPont Circle. It means the world to me that you care enough to ask these questions. So thank you for doing that.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Well, what a lovely note to end on. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It is my honor to be in touch with businesses like yours. So I'm Director Whitfield. I'm Kristi Whitfield, and this is our Building Back Better series. Thanks for watching.